Brandon hits us up. Brandon said the top expansion argument, excuse me, let me just start that over again. Brandon hits us up and says the top expansion target for the SEC is North Carolina, of course. But what is the argument against Arizona and Washington being 2 and 3 on the list? Since the Big Ten expanded west, the SEC needs a coast-to-coast footprint. Phoenix and Seattle are huge TV markets, and Brandon is from Nashville, Tennessee. They don't need to, is what stops them. Who says they need to do something just because the Big Ten did something? Who says the SEC needs to expand at all? And if they do, who says they need to expand further west than Columbia, Missouri, or Norman, Oklahoma, or Austin, Texas? I think they're already far enough west. This TV market stuff is so overblown when it comes to college expansion. It's so overblown. Brandon, I want you to think about this. You're not a media consultant. You don't work in this industry. That's not a knock on you. Stay out of it. Do exactly what you do is my advice. But I'm saying you're not a media consultant to follow up with this. What makes you talk about TV markets? What makes any fan who's just a fan talk about media markets? It doesn't impact you at all. Never impacts you. You watching a college football game on Saturday and understanding which metered markets it's thriving in and what kind of share you're getting in the Birmingham or Phoenix TV market, it doesn't matter. You just heard some folks talking about it, and all of a sudden, let's just be real with each other for a second, because I do this too. You want to sound smarter than everyone else in the room, so you just start talking about TV markets. Pro wrestling fans drive me up the wall doing this. Everyone wants to be smart to the business. No one wants to just sit back anymore and enjoy the show. Everyone's got to go to a website or a message board. Everyone's got to be on the inside. They got to be a smart mark. And I hate it. It's part of what drove me away from watching pro wrestling. So in college football, the SEC doesn't need to expand further west. They don't need Seattle. They don't need Phoenix. What they need to do is focus on the thing that's the most precious commodity, and that's not media markets, especially once you're established. The most precious commodity for the SEC would not be adding media markets. It's crystallizing rivalries. Rivalries are the most precious commodity in college football television inventory. And that's my opinion, but I'm not the only one who feels that way. Burt Mangus is the head of, I think, content for ESPN. I heard him talking about this recently. He said actually kind of the same thing I'm saying. He said, all these folks talking about TV market, go get rivalries. That's why a lot of people were upset when OU left for the SEC and you find out Bedlam's not going to happen anymore. Or for a long time, we had A&M in the SEC and they're not playing Texas anymore. That's what's valuable. No one cares. No one, at least amongst us, no one cares whether or not you're in the Dallas TV market. Go get rivalries. If you want to make a move, go get Florida State. Now, I know it's a lot harder than that. I'm saying if you could do what you wanted to do, I'd much rather have Florida State. You know why? Because I get Florida State FSU in my conference. I get FSU Georgia. Those are border teams. I could create new rivalries. It doesn't matter that the Jacksonville or Tallahassee media markets aren't as attractive. The product is attractive. That's what's the product is attractive. In other words, think about this. If you live in Denver, so you're not in the Phoenix market. If you live in Sacramento, if you live in Rockford, Illinois, second Rockford shout out in as many weeks. If you live in Rockford, Illinois, and you're just agnostic to all this conversation, you just want to see good content, what's more likely to make you tune in? Arizona State versus Florida, Arizona State versus Georgia, or Florida State versus Florida, Florida State versus Georgia? The answer is obvious. So yeah, you could be penny wise and pound foolish, and you could go grab Seattle and grab Phoenix, or you could make an effort to get the Clemsons or Virginia Techs or Florida States or Miamis of the world and keep a little bit, just a modicum of your regionality, but maximize the rivalries. That's what you want to have. Guys, thanks for watching Late Kick. Make sure to leave a comment. I love interacting with you. But most of all, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. That's how we keep all of this free.